Welcome, everybody, to another video by the Pantheon. It is me, Atlas, as usual, as this is my solo series. We are returning to where we left off a couple days ago. Let's hopefully we get some interesting stuff. God, I'm so awkward. As if to interrupt Shiki-san's words, the jingle of the door opening cuts through the air. Right, we left on a cliffhanger.
お邪魔させてもらいますね。
God, I left a cliffhanger on a really old person. A refined-looking older woman with impeccable posture enters the cafe. Shiki-san becomes visibly tense at the sight of her. Uh-oh. In a complete turnaround from before, she lowers her head respectfully in a greeting, almost like a real maid would.
いらっしゃいませ。
This is fucked. Why don't I get attention?
どうも、夏目ちゃん。それじゃあ、ブレンドコーヒーを入れてもらえるかしら？かしこまりました。少々お待ちください。
What, she like our sponsor or something? Adult to adult. That's odd. I thought we weren't open for business yet. Well, but what's going on? Exactly. She's probably our sponsor. I'd like to voice the question aloud, but the atmosphere in the room is growing taut with nervousness. It's kind of hard to say anything at all. I feel vaguely pressured, like visiting a ramen shop with a strict no-talking rule. Let's keep quiet for now and see what happens. Watch and observe. I watch Shiki-san as she prepares a cup of coffee. Silently, she goes through the exact same motions Akazuki-san had performed earlier. The old woman, too, watches her works in silence.
お待たせしました。ありがとう。それじゃあ、いただくわね。
The old woman brings the cup to her lips, every single movement as graceful as the last. Without a word, she takes a slow sip of her coffee. The clink of her cup seems to echo loudly through the quiet, or rather heavy, atmosphere.
ごちそうさまでした。
That's not a good sign. If she doesn't want a second drink, she definitely didn't like it.
どうですか？夏目ちゃん。やっぱり無理じゃないかしら。でも、月末までにはまだ時間がありますよね。それはそうだけど。
Is it that bad that it can't be fixed by the end of the month?
もう少しだけ待ってください。約束は今度こそ守ります。どうしてもダメだったら、その時は諦めます。
See, that's not exactly what you want to tell someone that that's probably your sponsor, because if you say you're going to give up, they're not going to believe in you. Don't think you got the gumption.
わかった。約束だものね。あまり無理はしないようにね。すみません。ありがとうございます。それじゃあ、また様子を見に来るから。
Oh, you're like my boss at work, the guy who owns the place. He always shows up, like, periodically to see how the business is doing. Like, fuck off. I'm busy working at your restaurant. I have no problem with my boss. My boss is a great guy, and he's an okay dude. A little awkward, though. Giving Shiki-san one last troubled look, the old lady quietly exits the cafe. While there was clearly a gentle air of kindness about her, their conversation itself seemed to be none too cheerful. Unsure of whether or not to speak yet, I let my gaze wander around the room. That's not a good sign. Oh, excuse me. As I do so, I spot a glowing butterfly out of the corner of my eye. A soul remnant.
カンナ。
はい。
The Grim Reaper's scythe swings through the air and the butterfly melts away into nothingness.
まあ、こういうこと。
Sorry, I'm not sure I really do.
今のはここの大家さん。お店をオープンさせるためには、あの人の許可が必要になるの。
You're renting? That's a bad idea for a business anyways. You typically want to own the joint you own a business in. And she's your landlady. That's ooh.
大家さんを接客して納得してもらえたらその許可が下りる約束なんだけど。
Not going too well, huh? I can see that.
もう何度も足を運んでもらってるんだけどね。満足してもらえない。
Well, I mean, you didn't even really wow me. And I'm like a normal guy. There's no way you're gonna wow her.
コーヒーの味がわかる人に協力をしてほしかったの。味を良くするために。
It's not the blend that's the problem. There's nothing unique. You mentioned something about the end of the month, too.
一時的に借りていられる期限。本当は夏までの約束をなんとか10月まで伸ばしてもらったんだけど。
Still no luck.
そういうこと。
Alright, time to pull up my big boy panties.
私、奥で休憩してきてもいい？はい、わかりました。ありがとう。それじゃあよろしく。
Shiki-san, God, I just said San. Like Sans from fucking Undertale, you know. Shiki-san clearly has a few personal circumstances of her own. I mean, yeah. Don't we all, like, have some sort of problem or circumstance? She and the landlady seem to have some history together. Grandma, guarantee it. No, she seemed like a grandma, though. So I'm guessing she has her own personal connection to this place. What if it was her grandma? I mean, she did seem like that old, like, granny. Like, she seems like the old lady that everyone loves to be around and would probably bake cookies. I would like cookies. Does that old woman have anything to do with this butterfly business, too? Probably.
そうですね。あの大家さんは今、ご自分にとって大事なことを諦めかけています。そのままでは。
What, life? I mean, there's not much else. No offense, that woman looks like she's real old. There's not too much she could be doing in her old age. So, like, what's she gonna give up on? Life? Love? Not that. I mean, I guess old people have, like, a righteous amount, like, version of love. Like, us young kids, we're all about that, intercourse, as this whole fucking novel is about. But, like, love is a beautiful thing.
その可能性があります。
Fuck.
でもバックログ画面ね。
Her soul end up lingering in the world of living. Alright.
その可能性があります。でもこのお店をオープンさせることでそれを阻止することができるかもしれません。
No offense, if someone gives up on life, I don't think you can stop that, especially not someone at her age. She didn't seem particularly supportive, though.
意地悪を言っているというわけではないんですけどね。
She has no faith in you. Well, at any rate, the point is that she isn't satisfied as a customer, Yar. Hell, I certainly wouldn't be either. Does she have any problem with? Does she have a problem with the coffee? What about the other menu items?
にはオムライスも食べてもらいましたよ。
あと紅茶もな。
Omelet rice and black tea, huh? What a unique set of items. Black tea is pretty good. I don't know, the omelet rice, I mean, yeah, it's a good morning item. I'd like to see how those taste too, if that's okay. Would you mind?
オムライスを作ったのはカンナだが、紅茶を入れたのは夏目だな。
Incidentally, what exactly is your job going to be?
ドリンクの対応だな。コーヒーと紅茶の入れ方ぐらいは覚えたぞ。
Ah, you're like a barista. I see. Is he really? With those stubby cat paws? I think he has real hands in this version, dude. How does he even hold a kettle without opposable thumbs? Perhaps that's another one of those mysterious cat C-Day powers I've heard so much about.
それでどうします？
Tea. I'm not hungry, but like...
セーブ画面です。
You said so. It said something about Natsumi being the one who made the tea, and Kana made the omelet rice. And seeing as we're not on Kana's route, or Natsumi's for that matter, but like black tea is probably the better version to go for if we're hoping to get on Nozomi's route. Because I have to imagine that omelet rice would probably only be specific to Kana. I think I'll go with the black tea.
ならば夏目だな。
She's not a dog.
休憩に行ったばっかりですけど、戻ってきてもらいましょうか。
Though I do imagine that in her route we might fuck her like a bit. Like a female dog. No, I'll do it. Hey, if you're in your panties, it's your fault. First, I gave a knock on the door. Damn it. I wouldn't have. I would have been like, bitch, if you're naked, that's your fault. She probably isn't changing, but after what happened yesterday, I'd prefer to be safer than sorry. Yeah, see, I have this thing called reckless abandon, so...
Hi.
It's me, Takamine. Can I come in?
問題ない。
Pardon the intrusion. Sorry for bothering you on your break.
気にしないでいいけど、どうかした？
Money. Oh, you meant in regards to why I'm bothering you. I thought she'd been feeling discouraged, but she seems to be in higher spirits than I expected. I asked the others if they were confident in any other menu items. They told me that you make an excellent cup of black tea. I was wondering if you could make me one.
分かった。じゃあ戻りましょうか。それで紅茶だけど、何にする？
Black and piping hot. Yeah, I had a feeling.
茶葉は？
I like my coffee pretty much black. I'm definitely gonna like tea black. I'll let you choose. I'm not picky.
かしこまりました。
Though I do prefer green. Shiki-san gives me a light bow and slips behind the counter. First, she fills up the kettle with a blast of water before turning on the heat. Is it fine to use normal tap water?
ミネラルウォーターなんかで入れた方がいいんじゃないかってこと？
I figured tea drinkers would be picky about that sort of thing.
水道水でも十分なんだって。 ミネラルウォーターだと香水も多いから、勢いよく水をたっぷり入れて空気を十分に含ませてから沸騰させる。
Just out of curiosity, why is hard water bad?
良くないっていうよりも好みの問題かな。
Yeah, but your preference doesn't mean shit. It's the customer. I mean, looking at it from a business perspective, looking at it from a normal person's perspective, yeah, your preference does matter, but it's like, if it's just a matter of pure preference, you can't say that.
香水で入れると渋みや香りがマイルドになるらしいの。茶葉の開きが違うんだって。
Okay, now, seeing as it has a physical difference, then that's different. But if it's just a matter of pure, preference, there's no way a manager or any sort of business is going to allow you to get away with that.
あとタンニンとカルシウムだったかな。結合して黒っぽい色になるとかなんとか。
I didn't know that. Shiki-san continues to work while she talks, spreading my cup in the teapot. That's a good skill to have. Multitasking. She also makes sure to warm the teapot beforehand.
香水だとお腹の調子が乱れる人もいるから。
Really?
本当なら茶葉の種類や飲む人の好みで使い分けたりできればいいのかもしれないけど。おっと、若しすぎるところだった。
Okay, so please don't. Shows the kettle high, drizzling the liquid into the pot. You know, I've seen people pour it like that from time to time, but is there any point to it, or does it just make you look cool?
その言い方、なんかムカつく。
You're just trying to show off.
こういうのはだいたいより多くお湯に空気を含めるためって言われてる。
I hate to break it to you, but hate to break it to you, but chemically speaking, with like chemistry, water can only contain so much air before it gets full and the atoms and cells cannot hold anymore, and then any extra air that goes through it will just pass through because can't hold anymore. So like, and water is usually almost at capacity when it comes to maximum air quantity, because the air bubble, the way water is formed, it's formed in such a way where the air bubble is in the middle, so then that's why ice floats. Ah, right, that's called jumping, isn't it? No.
知ってるんだ。
No. A bit, I've heard the term before at least. This agitates... I guess if you're talking about mixtures, however, if you agitate the tea leaves, that would be able to hold a little more. Yeah, so... I guess that kind of makes sense, but aerating the water is not a proper term for it. This agitates the tea leaves, causing them to jump up and down, causing even the smallest leaves to thoroughly infuse with the water. However, when you agitate a mixture, yes, it's kind of like how you can put a bunch of salt in water. Like, you can mix salt and water and it'll dissolve, right? But at a certain point, when you put too much salt in there, it'll just stay at the bottom. It will not go in. But if you mix it, that salt will go back into it, and it will go into the water, because you've agitated it. However, once it settles, the salt will just come back out. So, if this is what I think it is, and they're just agitating the tea leaves so all of it can infuse, agitating the mixture, yes, it does get all the smallest tea leaves to thoroughly infuse, but they will just... At the end, that mixture will just come back out in the ending. Apparently, this extracts more flavor from the tea, which I could be a little wrong about this. My knowledge of chemistry is not as extensive as I wish it be.
で、ティー麹をかぶせて4分蒸らす。
I only wanted to taste test it first, but now I'm just getting excited to try it. See, you thought I was retarded. No, I have a very good chemistry mind. I should be. Well, I can think of something. Rock, paper, scissors, let's go. Well, you say that, but you seem to really know what you were doing. You must have a lot of practice.
そんな難しい手順じゃないからね。でも高峰君の言う通り慣れてもいるけど、まあいっか。大家さんとのこともすでに知られてるんだから。
What story?
以前にここを借りていたのは私の両親なの。
And that's why you know so much about tea.
紅茶なら子供の頃の私でも飲めるからお父さんに教えてもらってた。
Oh, that's a forlorn smile. Your parents aren't alive, are they? And yet you still can't handle a cup of coffee.
もう言わない。
Sorry, I want to interrupt again. Please, continue.
もう少し細かく言うと、両親はここでカフェを開こうとしてた。
'Cause they're dead.
それは叶わなかった。
How come?
直前で私が入院することになったから。まだ小さかったから放置はできない。
Fuck. They're not dead. You're not protagonist material, Natsumi.
かといって、人任せにしてもお金がかかる。私の治療費もかかる。
Well, I guess in theory, I'm not protagonist material either because my dad's alive. He's not in the picture, but I assume he will be at one point because he owes me money. So you're doing all this for your parents, Shiki-san?
どうだろう。そのことで責められたことはないし、本当に気にしてはないんだろうけど。今さらお店を開店させようなんて言われても、二人も困るだろうし。
That is pretty bewildering and expensive.
脱サラしてカフェを営業しても失敗したら目も当てられない。
That's why you keep both. See, that's when you open. You can't let a steady source of income go like that. You can't just quit your job. It could be like you could either put a lot of time in it by like as soon as you get off work, you go straight to your cafe and just get to work. But like that would cause probably a lot of marital problems because you're not spending much time with your wife or husband. If they're well, I guess since you're both working at the same place, maybe not. But work time is usually work time. And or the other way you could do it is on your days off you work there and it's just like a part-time thing. But if the business becomes more profitable, yeah, quit your job.
私のわがままで振り回して不幸に突き落とすようなもんでしょう。
I don't know, it's kind of like what people say about YouTube. Especially with me, don't quit your day job. Not yet. No, I don't think I'll ever quit my day job. That's a bit over dramatic, surely.
何にせよ、そんな気軽に言っていいことじゃない。私も今さら両親に夢を追えとは言えない。どの口がって感じだしね。
Technically, you were one of their dreams too, since they had you. Especially with Japanese people, they're not having kids.
ただ、それはきっと私の夢でもあったから。楽しそうにカフェについて語る両親の言葉を聞くうちに、多分私も同じ夢を見るようになったんだと思う。
But wait, I thought we were opening a cafe in order to help the Grim Reapers with their duties.
あれも嘘ではない。そこに私の事情も絡むってだけ。
Ah, so a win-win scenario. how'd you get caught up in this Grim Reaper business anyhow? Cue the tea being finished.
私の魂がこのままだと霊の蝶になるんだって。それを阻止しようとしてるのが秋月さんとカッカ。
I see. But why won't the landlady give you her approval to open the
大
cafe?
家さんも昔は夫婦で喫茶店を営んでたんだって。でもご主人を亡くされて。
So scratch one of my theories about the landlady. Love is not a part of it.
ご主人との大切な思い出の店に明るさを取り戻したくて、ここを人に貸し出すようになったの。
Oh, so one of the things she's probably losing out on is probably the hope that this place is going to become a place of laughter and fun and happiness, and it's just going to eventually rot away, or she's going to become so desperate for cash she's going to have to loan it out to the next set to fail cafe or whatever it becomes.
これまでにも多くの人が借りたけど、うまくいかずにすぐに撤退する人たちをたくさん見てきた。で、私の親が断念した時に、きっと大家さんも疲れたんだと思う。飲食店が難しいっていうのをよく知ってるから。それ以降、ここを誰にも貸さなくなった。
Until now. I see, so that's why Akazuki-san was talking. That was what Akazuki-san was talking about earlier.
学生の私が関わることが引っかかるんだと思う。
Leaving it at that, Shiki-san reaches for the teapot and moves the cozy. Filtering out the tinier dregs, she pours out a cup of tea and holds it towards me.
ダージリンのストレートです。どうぞお召し上がりください。
Thank you.
高峰くんって紅茶は飲むの？
I don't. Mostly just the bottled variety, like Gozen no Kasha. I generally order coffee when I visit the cafe. Not to say I've never had black tea before, but coffee's the standard. But I'm sure your tea is gonna set a new benchmark for me, Shiki-san.
性格悪い。そんな風に人を緊張させて楽しい？
Nobody else has had the pleasure of making me make them nervous. Sorry, most guys have a habit of teasing cute girls. That much is kind of
趣味
true.
が悪い。
It's a great fucking habit. It makes me feel great about myself. I think it's pretty normal. It kinda is,
君が
kinda
そう
isn't.
思うなら普通なんでしょうね。
Okay, all
君の
dudes.
中ではね。
Okay, all dudes are perverts. Don't you get that? Don't you ever mix that one up? Natsumi. All dudes are perverts. Don't let them think you otherwise. Don't let them fool you otherwise. Every dude is a pervert. Just some are closet perverts and others are more open. Looking at you, Aki. I seem to be getting that a lot these days. With that, I bring the cup to my lips and take a sip. As I hold the liquid in my mouth, a very flowery fragrance spreads across my tongue. How do you taste a fragrance? That's a smell. Unlike the coffee, there's a hint of sweetness to the tea that's present even without adding sugar. And it's not my imagination. Astringent and full-bodied, the flavor is a lot stronger than I had thought it'd be.
どんなもんでしょう。そこで無言になるのは本当にやめてほしい。
It's alright. Oh no, sorry, I was just taking in the flavors. It's definitely good, I think.
本当に？嫌われないようにお世辞でごまかしてない？
You'd hate me if I said your tea was shit? Oh boy. I'm not. My life depends on the the success of this cafe. I wouldn't lie like that.
それもそっか。
But to be honest, I am a little surprised. I had no idea a properly brewed tea would have such a strong fragrance.
それはダージリンだからじゃない？
I see. Still, though, I'm impressed. I didn't expect it to be so different from the tea I know.
もし高峰くんが普通のお客さんなら飲みに来たいって思える？
For sure. Maybe that's only because I'm not used to this kind of tea, though. At the very least, I think it's delicious, and I'm sure there are other people who would think that as well.
そう。ありがとう、高峰くん。
Don't mention it. All I did was try the tea.
それだけじゃなくて、お店を手伝ってくれてありがとう。
Dot. Oh, well, you know. You're welcome, I guess?
何その反応。まさかお礼を言われるとは思ってなかった？
No. Honestly, I thought you wanted nothing to do with me.
もちろん思ってる。
Well, fuck you too. Seriously?
でも、面と向かって本人に言ったりしないから安心して。
You just did. But you literally just did.
それでも感謝してるのは本当。
God damn it, Beast.
あと、少し期待してる。高峰くんに。
I wouldn't. That's a lot of responsibility all of a sudden.
可愛い女の子が頼ってるんだから、もうちょっとやる気を見せてくれてもいいと思うんだけど。
Yeah, but it's you. I'm just gonna get shot down, so like... Nozomi! Childhood friend. Is it normal for girls to call themselves cute? Yeah, that's narcissistic as hell.
言ってくれたのは高峰くんでしょ。それとも分かってて可愛くないですよとかいう女の方が好きなの？
Okay, but like... It's not that... Okay, hear me out. It's not that we like that, or like I like that. It's just more of like, be fucking humble. Humble is a good fucking trait to have. Oh, definitely not. But don't you worry, I've got plenty of determination. I'm not sure how much help I'll be exactly, but I'll try my best. I've got my own reasons to do so, after all.
ありがとう。今後ともよろしくね。
Oh, thanks. I'll try not to disappoint. Afterwards, I gave the other option a try. My honest impression was, it's delicious. The coffee had earlier was average, but the omelet rice, that's a typo, but the omelet rice and tea were quite good in my opinion. At the very least, I wouldn't have regretted paying money for them. It's hard to believe that anyone could find fault with their taste, which means... Yeah, the landlady won't give Shiki-san approval because she wants her to give up. No, that doesn't make sense. If the old woman had no intention of giving her approval, she wouldn't have agreed to an extend the deadline in the first place. What she wants is to show them that, hey, this can be done, but we gotta have something unique. Something that shows that we're unique in some way, shape, or form. That pushes us out and then can actually prove to be a profitable business. She would have forced Shiki-san to give up months ago in the summer, but if that's the case, she must be withholding her approval for some other reason besides the taste of the food. Our deadline is October. We don't have much time to open until then, so there's no room for trial and error. I guess it wouldn't hurt to try giving him a call. I should make use of all the options I have, for my sake, and for Shiki-san's as well. After hearing her side of the story, I can't wish but to help and want to do something for her. The best that I can. I wouldn't be able to call myself if I just did nothing, especially not After such a darling girl asked me to help her. Even if that means asking someone else for help. Dad, I need money. Call it a hunch. Making up my mind to pull out my phone and call a certain number. Yup. The name on the display reads Kasafumi Takamine. Mi papa, mi Pedro. Fuck. You fucking cunt. Dot diddy dot dot. Not a huge surprise. Both Rakuro-san and I have been trying to reach him for ages. It'd be too much of a coincidence if I suddenly got through to him now. Oh well. Hey, it's me, Kosei, your son. There's something I need your advice on. Give me a call when you hear this. Bye. After leaving a short message, I put my phone away again. Guess I'll have to come up with something myself in the meantime. I'm not exactly confident, but I'll try my best anyways. What am I gonna do? Is that Chicago in the background? No. Ew. I don't live near Chicago, but I live in the state that Chicago's in, and it sucks. I'm not exactly confident, but I'll try my best anyways.
カフェステラと死神の蝶。昴生くん、朝だよ。起きなよ。起きないとキスしちゃうよ。キスしてもいいの？
Would be opposed. Kiss. Go ahead. I dare you.
そんなこと言うなら。
本当にしちゃうんだからね。
Nozomi? Is it just me, or did Nozomi's voice get a lot deeper and a lot more zesty? Dad? Dad?
お、起きたか？
Dad, why are you here? What the hell are you
お
doing?
はようのキスだ。
No. Why?
お前がキスできるものならやってみって挑発したから。たまには親子のスキンシップをだな。
Nah, I'm good. Stop screwing around. I'll give him my first kiss to my damn dad of all people.
なんだ？キスもまだなのか？せっかくの一人暮らしなのに。女の子を連れ込むこともできないとは。
Okay, I have girls all the time, over all the time. Nozomi cooks for me every morning. Shut up. Anyways, what are you doing in my room? You are real, aren't you?
当たり前だ。
You owe me money.
すぐに起きてくれるなんて、さすが和文さん。
I don't want to hear it. You're a part of the scheme too.
のぞみちゃんはいつも苦労してるのかな？
This one is flashing me every morning and complaining.
苦労というほどではないですけど、ぐずぐずしてて。
いつもすまないね。
You tell me to marry her, I might not be opposed.
それは言わない約束ですよ。
When did you even get back to Japan? I called you last night and you didn't answer, cunt. You better been on the plane.
早朝。ついさっき日本に戻ってきたところだ。
Okay, so you're definitely on the plane.
なんか知らんが、助けを求めるメッセージが残っていたからな。そのまま押しかけたわけだ。
Nah, you just happened to be on the way, didn't you?
ああ、部屋にはのぞみちゃんと一緒に入ったから安心しろ。
Oh, and here I thought you were a fucking just burglar. If you were that worried about your son, you could at least pay for his rent on time.
それに関してはすまなかった。ちょっと忙しくてな。お前が立て替えてくれた分はいつもの口座に振り込んでおいたから確認しておいてくれ。
Still, I didn't think I'd be seeing you so soon.
まあ、 振り込み忘れるくらい集中した分、予想よりも早く終わったんだ。少し時間ができたから、たまには息子の顔を見にと思ったんだ。ついでに驚かせてやろうとな。
Yeah, but trying to fucking kiss me? Yeah, you surprised me, alright. Wasn't expecting my morning to start with almost locking lips with another man.
もしかして、のぞみちゃんが相手なら本気でキスするつもりだったのか？
Hell yeah, I'd be okay with kissing Nozomi. She wouldn't try to kiss me in the first place.
ま、そんな偶然だったんだが、いいタイミングだったな。それで、相談って。
Better believe I'd like to kiss Nozomi, because at least that's a girl.
とりあえず朝のご飯はどうですか？
You're a cock block. You're not in the way of me getting my dick wet, in the way of me getting money.
やっぱり和食は日本で食べないとな。それがのぞみちゃんの手料理ともなれば最高だ。
Guarantee this is gonna go like, why don't you marry her yet, your son? Why don't you just man up and ask her out? No, not yet.
きっと日本に戻ってくるのが久々だからそう感じるだけですよ。
Yeah, I like your food too, so I don't think that's it.
いやいや、本当に美味しいぞ。
See, this is what you're lacking, Natsumi. Humble.
ありがとうございます。
お前、毎日こんなに美味しい料理を食べられるなんて、とても幸せなことだぞ。
I know, and I'm very appreciative. And I show my appreciation by complaining. Thanks, Nozomi.
はいはい、思い出したように気にしないでいいから。
Don't worry about cleaning up. I'll take care of it. Wait, I usually clean up.
そう？じゃあ私は学園に行ってくるね。
Not my fault you act like this is your second home. Okay, take care.
それじゃあ行ってきます。
いってらっしゃい。
Nozomi picks up her bag and heads out the door. It's about that money you owe me. I know you already gave me it, but like, interest, motherfucker. Now it's just me and my dad. Are you gonna be staying in Japan for
そ
long?
のつもりではいる。ちょうど日本で受けられる仕事もあったからな。ついでに受けた。それが終わればまた海外に戻るだろうが。
Keeping busy as always, huh?
俺のやってることなんてパトロンありきの仕事だからな。ご意向には逆らえんさ。というか、聞きたいのは俺の予定じゃないだろ。何を相談したいんだ？
Oh, right. I take a deep breath before cutting to the chase. Oh, 1 second. Aside from painting, you once told me that you dabble in some interior design stuff as well?
そんな大層なものじゃない。絵と雰囲気を合わせるために、インテリアなんかにもほんの少し口を出すことがあるってだけだ。
Dad, could you, perchance, paint some paintings for a cafe of mine? Or not of mine, but of a business partner? Well, not even a business partner, just someone I know.
面倒な仕事だよ、あれも。注文が多いわ。すぐに意見をひっくり返すわ。注文をつけるくらいなら、最初からイメージを固めて発注してほしいもんだ。そしたら、俺の方が合わせるのに。
Since business is going so well, though, you must be getting more and more of these consulting jobs, right?
本意なことにな。
You mind if you do one for me? Well, I'm afraid that I've got another job for you.
ここがその店か。
Actually, before he razzle dazzles the place and meets everyone, I'm going to leave it there. As always, I appreciate you all joining me for my solo series. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and have a good one. Ta-ta for now.